online learning and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Nebraska Corn Board is expanding access to higher blends of ethanol across the United States, including in California. The Nebraska Corn Board is partnered with Pearson Fuels, who is the largest and fastest growing distributor of E85 in the state of California. In 2023, California sold 120 million gallons of E85, an increase of 55% since 2021. The Nebraska Corn Board, enhancing demand, adding value, ensuring sustainability.
This is a presentation of the 2024 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Union Bank and Trust, Southeast Community College, Platte Valley Equipment, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Wingstop, Sand Hills Global, Roofing Service Company, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Pizza Ranch, Members Own Credit Union, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Sunbelt Rentals, Acres, App Concrete, Doane University, the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, and Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Now, calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena after the extended break, the final extended break of the day. Day one of the boys state tournament been really, really exciting as we've had a lot of really intriguing matchups, and we have two more to come, and it starts in a little less than 10 minutes with the number 2 seed in Class A, the Millard North Mustangs and their 21-2 record, and the Gretna Dragons, who are the 7th seed in the Class A bracket. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. Game 5 of the day, 5 of 6, as after the Millard North Gretna matchup, we'll have Omaha West Side against the Lincoln Southeast Knights. But first, Jay Foreman, this one, Millard North and Gretna, when these two teams played halfway through the season, it was a 80-75 Millard North victory. So it's going to be a close one. But after what we saw with Omaha Central and what we saw in other classes, right, where maybe the lower seed played right up with the higher seed, what does Gretna need to do to maybe do that same thing and get across that finish line against Millard North?
Gretna really doesn't have to do anything, extraordinary. They just got to beat Gretna, right? Physical, play fast, shoot the ball well, be smart, and be tough. And they, obviously, we'll get into it. They're playing for, a bigger purpose, and they, it's not going to take a Hercules type of effort for Gretna to win. They got to hit open shots, right? They got to do what they've done all year, right? Low turnovers. Finish at the rim. And, one thing I look for Gretna to do to offset the year-long dominance of Derek Rollins is really see what Cade Cook can do if they can bring him out away from the hoop. So if I'm Gretna, I mean, look, obviously you just got to go and you don't want to get in foul trouble and high turnovers. But they're very well. First of all, they're a veteran team.
Yeah.
They played a lot of basketball with each other. They know they have a program. They know what it takes. So you won't see a lot of, bad shot selection. You won't see a long runs without them being able to put the ball through the hoop. And, everybody that comes in knows exactly what they're doing, what role they're playing, and they like doing it. So I think it's going to be a tough game because when they look down on the other side of the court, they see a team just like them. And so Millard North obviously has a couple, state championships underneath their belt, obviously with, Hunter Salas and crew, but those guys are gone. And so Gretna, this is what they've probably been waiting for to get back after beating Southeast last year and getting bounced last year. They want a little bit of revenge.
You talk about playing for a bigger purpose. We'll touch on that right here really quickly as they lost their head coach, Brad Feakin, earlier this year to a battle with cancer. And so Bill Hurd has filled in. Gretna coming off an emotional win on the day of Coach Feakin's passing. They had a game winner. Landon Pekorski hit a game winner at the buzzer. They had an emotional victory against Kearney on the road in the district final to get them here. I mean, how much does that fuel you, right? Because it's unimaginable losing your coach in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's not only that. You lose a iconic figure in Gretna basketball. For me, Nick, I coach a lot of club basketball, so I used to see Coach Franken all the time.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows him. I mean, he's a very personal guy. He's always willing to watch everybody. He used to watch, some of my boys play. So it's not just, Gretna being directly, affected by it. The basketball community in whole lost a great one. So I think it's just helped them push themselves a little bit more. Kind of caught them by, a little bit by surprise because it, moved along rather quickly. But, I think he had these guys ready to play anyways. I think they probably knew a little bit more, of the ins and outs of it, as it kind of started to progress. And, the great thing about it is they're representing him right now. And so if there's ever a way you want to pay homage, do what Gretna is doing. And so I think it's allowed them to be, to their best.
There's plenty of players and storylines to talk about in this one. We'll have starting lineups and tip-off when we return. It's the number 2 seed, Millard North Mustangs, as comfortable as they are as a program in Pinnacle Bank Arena, going up against Gretna, the team that actually Millard North knocked out of the state tournament last year. We'll have the tip-off for the Mustangs and the Dragons when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena as we are getting ready for the Millard North Mustangs up against the Gretna Dragons. Let's get more familiar with the teams. First for the Millard North Mustangs, 21-2 on the year. Their 2 losses on the season actually have come to Omaha Central, who we just watched defeat Omaha North, and then a team from Illinois in Chicago Curie by a score of 79-74. They're led by head coach Mike Etzel-Miller. Legendary head coach Tim Cannon, Jay Foreman, is over there. We saw the legend Doug Woodard. Obviously, Coach Woodard and Coach Cannon, so many duels in this state tournament, and now here they are watching their former teams. Starting lineup for the Millard North Mustangs, who were runner-up last year. They fell to the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. That matchup, Bellevue West against Millard North, has been the matchup the last 4 years since 2020, and they've both kind of exchanged who's been the winner and who's been the runner-up. Millard North champions in 2021 and 2022, while runner-up in 2020 and 2023. All right, starting 5 for the Millard North Mustangs. Number 1, a 6'3" senior guard, Grant Urbanek. Number 11, a 6'3" senior guard averaging 13.5 per game, Elijah Gaith. Number 13, a 6'3" senior guard. Number 13, Neil Mosser. Number 15, a 6'3" guard forward, Camden Money. And number 23, a 6'6" junior, averaging 18.5, Derek Rollins. For the Gretna Dragons, led by head coach Bill Hurd, after Brad Feakin unfortunately passed just a couple of months ago after a battle with cancer. The Dragons 20-5 on the season, led by head coach, as I mentioned, Bill Hurd. 23rd trip to the state tournament, had an emotional 65-63 win over the Kearney Bearcats on the road in the district final. They have not won a state title since 2017 when they won it in Class B. For the Gretna Dragons, similar starting 5 as we have been so accustomed to seeing. Number 5, a 6'3" senior, Alec Wilkins. Number 24, a 6' senior, averaging 14.5 per game, Alex Wilcoxon. He doubles as the Gretna Dragons quarterback in the fall. Number 32, a 6'4" senior forward, Joey Veith. Number 42, a 6'7" senior, Cade Cook. And how can we not talk about him? Number 23, a 6'2" senior guard, a staple for Gretna Dragons basketball over the last 4 years. Number 23, Landon Pekorski.
Yeah, it's 2 teams that are, almost built identical, right? Inside, outside, prowess, great continuity, from top to bottom in each of the programs. They have guys that are 3-level scorers everywhere. They have situational guys or role-playing guys. When you think about a Veith and Mooney, where they kind of play their role, but they play it well. And it's got a lot of star power, right? You think about Derek Rollins, Pekorski, Wilcoxon, Gaith. Elijah Gaith is going. And then you got Mosser, who seems like he's been playing varsity basketball since he's been a freshman.
So the tip-off is underway, and the Gretna Dragons win the tip. They will go fast, Jay Foreman, as Veith has it in the near corner. Veith spins around, gives it to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon on the top of the key now. Pekorski trying to get the basketball, and now he does on the left wing, guarded by Urbanek. Urbanek guarding Pekorski to Wilcoxon. 7:40 left in the first quarter, just underway here at PBA Class A quarterfinal match. Wilcoxon to Wilkins. Wilkins floater on the way. It rattles around and out, and it's tipped. Sand goes out of bounds. Last touch by Veith.
Yeah, good offensive series there by Gretna. They're fine with that. They got a paint touches and a shot there by Wilcox that just didn't fall, or Wilkins, excuse me. So they like that offensive series. And you talk about playing fast.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, they're going to have the ball up and down the court 2 or 3 times before you blink.
PBA really starting to fill in here on the quarterfinal as Mosser pops a 3, can't hit it. The PBA starting to fill up, especially like we said, always at the behind the baskets, as the Pekorski shot is blocked by Urbanek, but Cade Cook gets in the middle of 3 Mustang players. The intriguing games on tap. Obviously this one, but then Lincoln Southeast and West Side in the nightcap. Pekorski stops at the Big Ten logo to Veith. Now right side, Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon working on Neil Mosser, pops the long 2, bounces around, can't get the friendly roll, and Derek Rollins cleans up the miss.
Yeah, Derek Rollins is a player we'll talk about extensively tonight, where big, tough, physical.
Done a lot of growing in the last year because he looks a lot more mature than he did last year at this time.
Yeah, he was only about 6'4". He's legit 6'6" now. Strong, can hit the three, had a 40-point game this year. He's definitely a Division I player.
So Derek Rollins gets the easy 2, and it's 2-0 Millard North, but Veith will try to hit a 3, and he does. Gretna leads 3-2 with 6:20 to go in the first.
Yeah, when you look at these two teams right here, man, it's like they know how to play. They're just going to go out here and kind of ease into it, and they're easing into it. It's just execute at a high level and play steady. And you think about Mosser, look at that pass right there to his partner in crime. Catching the ball cleanly. I call that ball handling, eyes up, getting it on time and on target. Easy 2 points right there.
Grant Urbanek gets that layup to go off the fade by Neil Mosser. You want to talk about staples in the lineup. Neil Mosser has been here for a very long time. Fadeaway jumper. Pokorski bounces around, and he gets the friendly shooter's touch. It's 5-4.
Listen, when you think of Pokorski, you always think about his three-point shooting, his ability to get downhill. His inside game has improved immensely, and that's why you see him taking off in the senior year.
So now top of the key, it's Elijah Gaith.
Oh.
Eli Gaith kicks up long 2. It's going to be good.
You know, Gaith is a player that was a rotational player with Hunter Salas and company.
Yep.
But you saw the potential, really had a good summer. Great winter season for him as well.
Wilcoxon's three-point attempt is just a little short, and now Mosser will bring it up the floor. Mosser across the timeline to Urbanek. Urbanek will pop the tray. Just missed that one. Gaith gets the offensive rebound, and Mustangs will get another crack. Up the floor. Now Cade Cook intercepts the passes. It was intended for Neil Mosser, and Cook, the 6'7" big man, will bring it across the timeline. So Cade Cook crosses over. Sorry, Jay in the lane, gets bumped, no whistle. Offensive board, Wilkins. Wilkins into the corner. Wilcoxon for 3, and he sinks it. It's 8-6.
That's Gretna basketball right there. Get more chances, hit the open guy, extra pass, and make the defense pay.
On the left side, it's Neil Mosser. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. Quick moving first half of the first quarter. As Mosser has it on the logo, guarded airtightly by Pokorski. Dribbling off the right side. Leans into him, finds a cutting Cameron Money.
Yeah. Look, when I talked about rotational players, Cameron Money plays his position great. Caught Cade Cook sleeping a little bit. Backdoor cut, 2 points for the Mustangs there.
So Camden Money with his first 2 points as Cade Cook. We're all tied up at 8 to Pokorski, who's posting up. Now squares up, posting up Gaith, fadeaway jumper, sinks it. This might be Landon Pokorski's game as he's got 5 early ones.
Listen, man, Landon Pokorski is the real deal. I'm surprised he doesn't play football because he's extremely physical. He's able to create just a little bit of separation, and that jump shot is always on point.
Here's Derek Rollins, went up for the two-hand flush, unable to finish, and Wilkins cleans up the miss and passes to a trailing Wilcoxon, who will slowly bring it across the timeline. So Wilcoxon, once again, as I mentioned, was Gretna's starting quarterback in the fall. Really strong replacement for St. Flores, but now Pokorski's pass intercepted by Urbanek. Here comes the Mustangs out and running to Rollins. Tried the alley-oop, but we're going to have a foul down low. Bill Hurd is kind of shocked that they whistled that for a foul, but nonetheless, it's a foul down low on Gretna.
Yeah, you got Wilkins there with a push there on Derek Rollins. You know, a little bit of a dangerous play right there. You know, you don't want to. You want to be physical, play tough. You don't want to catch anybody in a compromised position. But nevertheless, ref saw it. It was a little bit of a touch and a little bit of shove, but nevertheless, it was definitely a foul away from the ball.
So 3:27 to go, first quarter. 10-8 Gretna. Inbound pass up top as number 4 Amari Rahman is into the game for the first time in the right side. And it's an Elijah Gaith travel on the right wing, and he's asking for clarification, but it'll be Gretna basketball.
Yeah, a little bit of touch call there. I didn't really see the travel. As we look back up there, it looked like he just a ball fake, went to drive it, was going to pull up for the 18 to 20 footer, but nevertheless, they're calling it tight, keeping control of this game.
Pokorski left side to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon uses the barrier of Wilkins to go around him. Now Cade Cook on the right side. Cade Cook spinning on Mosser, looking for help, gets it out to Joey Veith. Veith now to Pokorski. Pokorski surveying, driving baseline of Rahman. Now to Cook in the far corner. 8 on the possession. Wilkins wide open 3 from the top.
There you go.
And Alec Wilkins holds the finish, and Gretna leads 13-8.
Yeah, Alec Wilkins sometimes gets overlooked because obviously you got Pokorski, you know, Wilcoxon and Cade Cook, but he's been a staple in the program as well, where he's able to play on both sides of the court and hit the open 3 as well.
So here is Derek Rollins now to Rahman. Rahman to number 3, Major Mosser into the far corner. Gaith for 3, just a little too strong, and Wilcoxon cleans up the miss. So up the floor, here comes Gretna. Pekorski on the right wing, guarded by Rahaman. Backs it out, now retreats outside the perimeter, calls for help with a Cade Cook screen. Pops up the three-pointer, and Landon Pekorski sinks it. It's 16-8.
Listen, if you're Millard North, you better be on point. It's a heat check for Pekorski. Came right off of that screen, nothing but net.
Pekorski's got 7 here in the first 6 minutes of the ball game. Pass inside, deflected, taken away by Cade Cook, and Gretna has it. Gretna leading by 8, 1:50 to play in the first. Wilcoxon on the right wing, top of the key now near the logo. It's Pekorski. Pekorski driving in, kicks it out to Wilcoxon. Shot fake, dribbles in. Wilcoxon kicks it. Veith for 3 from the corner. And here we go. It's 19-8, and Coach Etzel Miller needs to talk things over as Gretna has come out firing.
Think about Joey Veith. He's the 5th option, but he'll hit the open threes. He's a physical player, timely rebounder, defender. He does all the little things. That's why he's in the starting lineup. But the biggest thing he did right there is hit the 3 in the corner.
1:37 to play. Let's take a 30-second breather here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Oh, coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Dragons have come out firing on all cylinders. They lead 19-8 with 1:37 to go in the first quarter. As Rahman will bring it across the timeline. Guard gets picked up by Wilcoxon. Now they'll switch Wilcoxon onto Mosser. Mosser to Urbanek, down low on the block to Rollins. Fadeaway jumper, too strong, and Cook gets the defensive rebound. Up the floor to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon will bring it across the timeline as he gives it off to Pekorski. Pekorski with 7 points here early on to Veith. Veith has 6 himself on 2 trifectas. So now Pekorski on the right side, guarded by Gaith. Gaith forcing him to go, turns around. Now Pekorski finds Wilkins. Wilkins got away with a travel, layup off the glass, and it's good for Alec Wilkins. And Mike Etzel-Miller says that was a travel, and I hope you know it.
Yeah, man, Gretna, I don't think they've missed a shot, maybe the first shot of the game. Everybody's coming out hitting in this state tournament.
Gaith gets Alec Wilkins all turned around, and he sinks the 3 from the left wing. It's 21-11.
Yeah, Gaith is a problem. Being 6'4" with those type of handles and quicks, he can get his shot off against anybody. If he gets going, he'll have to go match point for point with Pekorski.
So now Pekorski on the logo, guarded by Major Mosser. Left side, it's Joey Veith. Now top to Cade Cook. Wilcoxon as the Dragons working it around the perimeter to Pekorski. Pekorski on the right side to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon driving baseline, layup, takes the bump, and he gets the gets the layup to fall. It's 23-11.
Yeah, look, when you're at the Coach Etzel-Miller and Millard North Mustangs, you're going to have to just withstand this storm right here because these Dragons are coming out full blazing.
Here's Elijah Gaith as he gets fouled on the floor. No shot, and so that'll be team foul number 2 on the Dragons. This first quarter, Jay, moved so quick.
Yeah.
We only have 2. That was the second total foul on either side.
Well, I mean, look, this is a high-level basketball, very clean game, but it's a very skillful game. And obviously Gretna is playing at a clip that maybe they haven't played all year, and there's no time like the present to play your best quarter. And they definitely came out like gangbusters, 23 points with 4 seconds left.
So 4 seconds on the game clock, and now Chase Doble steals it away. Half-court heave by Cade Cook, and it's no good. But if you're head coach Bill Hurd, you are thrilled with how your team came to play, as at the end of the first quarter, the Gretna Dragons are on top of the 2-seeded Millard North Mustangs, 23-11. As we enter quarter number 2, we'll step aside for 60 seconds and come back to Pinnacle Bank Arena in just a moment on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Basketball fans know assists are crucial to winning. The skill of setting up others is an art. And one Nebraskan team that takes that art to a new level, it's Platte Valley Equipment. Their team always sets you up for land care success with sound advice and John Deere equipment. And Platte Valley always delivers low monthly payments. That's one assist, that's a slam dunk. Visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you as we start the second quarter. Gretna 23-11. Jay, we both turned around in the middle of the intermission there. There's a lot of Gretna fans here.
A lot of Gretna fans. Same with Millard North. Both teams travel well. Look, when you have great programs like this, you're going to get plenty of fan support.
Gaith pulls up from the near corner for three, unable to connect. Derek Rollins thought it looked like Derek Rollins was going to get the offensive rebound, but it goes into the midst of Landon Pekorski, who brings it across the timeline, passes left side to Cade Cook. Cade Cook, I know you're a big fan of him, Jay.
Yeah, what he does is he gives you a lot of flexibility. He can guard 1 through 5, big guy that can shoot and run. He gives a lot of teams problems.
Speaking of shooting, there's Joey Veith with his third trifecta.
Yeah, 9 points from him in the first quarter pretty much is bonus points because he's their fifth option. But when he's coming out hitting, Gretna Dragons are a problem.
But now Mosser, and that's not Neal.
That's
Neal. That's Major Mosser.
Yeah, the big little brother, 6'6". He's 3 inches taller than his big brother, but all of them can shoot. Their dad can shoot. And the Mustangs are going to keep shooting to get back in this game.
Here is Cade Cook. Cook looking around, gets trapped on the right wing. Now finds Wilkins. Wilkins calling for help. Fakes the handoff. Wilkins out to the right side. Now to Pekorski. Pass fake. Now left side. Wilcoxon for three. Unable to connect. And Gaith cleans up the miss. It's 26-14. Millard North trying to continue to cut into the lead. Pass fake. Layup is good for Elijah Gaith.
Elijah Gaith is showing the whole state and everybody watching how good his game is. Smooth operator, can shoot from the three and also get to the rack with ease.
So Gretna, their lead has now been trimmed to 10, 26-16. Pass right side, Cook to a flash landing for Landon Pekorski, and his shot is blocked. He's asking for a goaltend, and the referee completely ignores him. To Urbanek for three on the right side, and there it is as Urbanek drains it, and it's back down to a single-digit Gretna lead.
Right, listen, you can go into transition offense, secondary break. For most teams, is trying to get a layup. For Millard North, it's an open three, and you don't want anybody else to shoot it but one of the Monster brothers.
26-19 as Millard North in the middle of a run here. They trimmed it down to 7. Now Cade Cook with it on the right side. Cook looking around, still looking, hands it off now to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon finds Cade Cook, and that pass deflected by Gaith. And he's claiming for it up the floor to Neal Mosser. He'll pop the tray, and he sinks it. Neal Mosser.
Listen, he's not even looking at it. That's just a practice. That right there is just a practice drill, right? Defensive stop, one pass, get it, NBA three, nothing but net. This is the thing about Millard North. You see Tom Cannon standing over there. He's a great, great man, by the way. They don't panic because they play in these situations all the time. They know they got their work cut out for them with Gretna. But it's up to Gretna to get back to what they were doing in the first quarter or so. But you know what? The one thing about Coach Bill Hurd, he knew that they were going to – this is a championship, program. They're not just going to roll over because you're down by 10 points or 12 points. You know that they're going to come back. So all he has to do is get back to playing Gretna basketball.
26-22, your score, 5:37 to play in the second. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as a couple of back-to-back threes have quickly trimmed this Gretna lead that was double digits to now just 4 at 26-22.
Yeah,
they led 23-11 at the end of the first quarter.
Look, Nick, Gretna can't forget one thing is that they're playing great basketball as well. So you're playing a great team. We're playing good as well. Sometimes when you get these runs put on you, you can kind of think like, oh, we're going to lose the game. No, just keep playing good basketball. You'll be fine.
Gretna gets it into Landon Pekorski, who's guarded by Urbanek. Pekorski dribbling between his legs, uses the screen right now. Pass right. It's deflected out of bounds. That was somewhat telegraphed and lazy by Pekorski, though. Sideline inbound will keep it with Gretna.
Hey, listen, Elijah Gaith, look, if people haven't seen him play, we've been able to see him play for the last 3 years. He's a problem for teams on both ends. He gets a lot of credit for scoring. Defensively, he's been an impact player tonight.
So here's Cade Cook driving baseline, spins around, waits for a flying Gaith. Pekorski, dribble drive, stops at the Big Ten logo, out to Cade Cook for three. Unable to connect, and Mosser gets the defensive rebound up the floor to Gaith. Gaith on the right side, crosses over, hesitates, finds a trailing Mosser for three, unable to hit it, and it's still 26-22. Gretna with a 4-point lead. Chase Doble ready to check in at the next dead ball for the Gretna Dragons, and so is Derek Rollins for Millard North. And so Alec Wilkins with the top of the key into the corner. Veith to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon to Pekorski. Pekorski guarded by Urbanek. He'll go right as no matter how much Urbanek was daring him to go left, and he misses a contested shot up the floor to Elijah Gates. Finds Mosser, touch pass, right side, layup, no good, but a blocking foul is called as number 15, Camden Money, went up for a layup, and then it looked like it could have landed awkwardly, but he was able to kind of save himself there. And he's going to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, the one thing everybody thinks Millard North is just Derek Rollins and a bunch of three-point shooters. The discipline and speed that they're able to play with, and they're very explosive. They get it off the defensive board, up the sideline, they head up to either look for a corner three or a layup, and right there, Mooney was beneficial.
First one for Mooney is off to the left, no good.
You know, one of the things, Nick, is you're seeing teams, you're seeing both the, Gretna and Millard North getting a lot of guys in early. We've seen that this is kind of what people do. Get you in, get the nervous energy out of get, especially for young guys. We got Trevin Wilkins coming in there. You'll have Chase Doble in there in the first quarter. You got some other guys like Major Mosser came in. You got Amari Rahman coming in. You might see Keelan Bennett. Young guys that haven't played a lot to give some of the veterans a little rest before they have to finish out the game.
4.5 to go in the first half of play. 26-23 your score as Millard North has mounted a comeback here in quarter number 2.
Right.
Millard North in the second quarter is on a 12-3 run.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Gretna came out like gangbusters. I don't know if they missed a shot. If they did, it's very minimal. And then you expect Millard North to come back. The game was far from over, and so you can't put out the knockout blow when in the first quarter.
So Gretna with the basketball. Wilcoxon now with it on the right wing. Uses a screen from Chase Doble. He gets switched up on Rollins. Now Wilcoxon will give it to Pekorski. Guarded by Urbanek. Pekorski spins around, draws the double. Almost got it poked away from behind. Pekorski finds Cade Cook going downhill. Now Cook lost his dribble, gets it back. Passes out to Pekorski rather, in the lane. The layup is good for Landon Pekorski.
Yeah, Pekorski changed speeds right there, and the defender backed off like he was going to pass it, anticipating him to kick it to the corner. He just hung in the air and got an easy 2 points.
So Urbanek will try a three from the left wing. Can't connect, and the rebound goes into the hands of Landon Pekorski. Pekorski across the timeline. Steps back, who wanted to pull up, but left side now. Here is Cade Cook. Cook crosses over to top of the key, Pekorski. Pekorski with it. Working on the left side. Steps back, hesitates. And nice backdoor cut by Trevin Wilkins. Not Alec Wilkins, but Trevin.
Good job there, right? A secondary cut right there. As the offensive player is dribbling to the other one, you go backdoor because the defense fell asleep.
So here, the Dragons, they've been able to extend their lead once again, but we have a foul underneath on Chase Doble. Bill Hurd clapping his hands. They don't want Derek Rollins getting the ball underneath.
No, they don't, because they know once he starts getting going, he's not only capable of scoring in double digits, but we're talking about high double digits, 20 and 30 at one time this year, 40 points. And so they know Derek Rollins is the X factor, right, where he's gotten more, he's matured, like you said, but then also he's gotten taller, he's gotten better, and he's improved his range as well. So he's the type of player, once he starts hitting inside, he brings his game outside, then he becomes a lot to handle.
Left side, Neil Mosser for 3. Can't connect, and rebound tipped around. Camden Money collects it to Elijah Gaith. Gaith on the dribble drive. Layup falls, and it's 30-25.
Yeah, Gaith is carrying a lot of the water right now till Derek Rollins gets going. And so if I'm Coach Etchermiller right there, I'm excited about this because we got both of our star players about to start heating up.
On the left side, it's Mosser after the Wilcoxon miss for Gretna. Mosser behind the back dribble. Overhead pass, Ramahan in the lane, layup, too short, and the rebound tipped out to the free throw line where it's collected by Joey Veith to Pekorski. On the right side, it's Pekorski, fires a pass underneath, and Wilkins is fouled by, I believe, Camden Money.
Yeah, Coach Etchermiller does not like that call. There was a lot of ball there, not a lot of body. Wants it to be called a little bit more physical. He doesn't want to give Gretna any type of confidence of getting easy points at the free throw line. Because you think about Gretna, right? Pekorski, 77% from the free throw line. Wilcoxon, 91%. Cade Cook, 65%. Alec Wilkins, 68%. That's a team that can close the door and extend leads, let alone or come back from a deficit. just like that when the clock isn't running.
Well, thanks to Jay Foreman, Wilkins just missed the first free throw there. Second one on the way. It's also no good. Offensive rebound, Veith, and Wilkins will get it on the right wing. So Gretna gets another crack at it as Wilcoxon has it on the top of the key. Almost got it knocked away from him. Cade Cook comes away,
dribble.
And that's going to be a double dribble, or they whistle it a travel.
Yeah.
But I believe it would be a double dribble under the basketball
Yeah,
category.
a little bit. It was a good job by Derek Rollins kind of faking like he was going for the steal. Cade Cook got caught up in the air. He didn't know whether he wanted to dribble or pass it. Travel and double dribble, all the same as the turnover.
So Elijah Gaith will slowly walk it across the timeline. Right side now, Neil Mosser into the corner. It's Ramahan. Ramahan takes one dribble, finds Rollins inside. Pass deflected again, almost taken away, but Gaith gets it back in the lane, and it's an offensive foul.
Yeah, they caught a little Camden Money where the little trick, a little Charles Oakley trick. So when Michael Jordan used to drive to the hoop, Charles Oakley used to pull on the back of his defender's jersey. Good job by the ref there. He got it. Listen, I'm telling you, he's on it tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, he's catching a little sneaky stuff that some of these Metro teams pull on some of these Lincoln teams quite often. But either way, good call right there by the ref on that offensive foul.
So 1:52 to go in the second quarter, 30-25. Gretna with a 5-point advantage. Pekorski will back into the logo now to Cade Cook. Jay, that was coming right for your face.
Yeah, and I didn't even react.
Right side. That's a lot of faith in Cade Cook. Now to Pekorski. Wilcoxon pops the tray from the top off to the left, and it will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Gretna Dragons.
Joey Veith over there gave my man Grant Urbanek a little bit of love tap there. He didn't like that. Setting the tone, letting you know that we're here to compete. Gretna, look, they withstood that barrage of Mosser and Gaith, getting downhill. Oh, Cade Cook.
Gaith, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound tipped out. Urbanek to Mosser. Mosser for three, and he sinks it.
Look, you hit me with the elbow. I hit you with the three. You got to be careful there. That could have been an offensive foul right there.
So now Cade Cook on the right side. Dribbles to the top of the key to Wilkins. Wilkins calling for Veith, fakes the handoff. Now Wilkins underneath against Derek Rollins. He gets it to go.
Yeah, I get it.
It's 32-28.
Alec Wilkins just got away with two travels, man. I'll tell you, he's like the dancing bear out there. But good move, wrap around, tight. He used the rim as a defender for the defender not being able to block the shot.
47 seconds and counting. Mosser steps back, three ball, and he's not able to connect. Offensive board, Derek Rollins, and that's a charge on Derek Rollins.
Wow.
It's something important to remember here that the arch is not applicable in high school basketball.
Nick,
so just because I'm saying, I know the whole under the basket thing.
Yes.
But you cannot because he was in the arch. I'm telling the listeners, just because it's outside or just because the guy is inside the arch does not mean it's an automatic block.
Yeah, that might have been the best defensive player. You went over there and tried to block a shot, come back and you stopped Derek Rollins on the charge. I'm not really sure about that.
So right side now here is Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon on the right wing, top of the key, Cade Cook. Cook fakes right, goes left, stops at the elbow, looking around, throws into the corner. Veith, where he's hit 3 threes already, can't hit a fourth, and it's tipped out of bounds, but a foul is also called on Alec Wilkins.
Yeah, a little 50-50 ball there. Alec Wilkins trying to battle Gaith. Good job. One thing about Gaith that people don't give him enough credit. Now, granted, the star power is with Rollins and Mosser, right? Where Gaith right here, I think he just committed to going a little bit of a FCS Division I basketball, right? The thing what he does when you watch him play, Nick, he rebounds, he assists the ball, he defends, he can shoot it from three, he can go to the rim. He's a complete player, and he's having a great senior year.
32-28, 14 seconds and counting remain in the second quarter as Gaith will bring it across the timeline. Mustangs trailing by 4. Gaith is bumped and fouled on the floor. That is team foul number 4 on Gretna.
Yeah, where Gretna does a good job. You got fouls to give, and that's a good job by Coach Hurd in playing situational basketball really good. And so, Millard North is not used to teams being able to compete with them.
Derek Rollins on the inbound gets the easy layup to fall. Wilcoxon up the floor at the horn. A three-pointer can't go, and we got to go to one at the half. Your score, the Gretna Dragons 32 and the Millard North Mustangs 30 as we enter halftime here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes with the next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show right after this on 93.7 The Ticket. The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street. Score big this month at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln and rule the terrain on a Segway Fugelman UT10X. Now is your chance to get into a side-by-side for only $12,000 out the door. That's right, just $12,000. And this bad boy stacks up to all the other name brands. Plus, you get Segway's signature smart commanding system featuring airlock, drive settings, safety alerts, and more. Hurry in now. Elway Power Sports only has 2 left at this blowout price. Swing by their new 27th and I-80 location or shop their inventory at elwaypslincoln.com.
The good sports at Bison don't just manufacture sports equipment. Our employees watch, play, coach, and support student athletes at all levels. We're proud sponsors of the NSAA and big fans of the state basketball tournaments. Good luck to all the teams and welcome to Lincoln. If your team needs new basketball, volleyball, soccer, or other sports equipment, visit www.bisoninc.com or call 800-247-7668. Or pick up a basketball hoop for your driveway at Nebraska Sports or Shields.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better,
come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Sunbelt Rentals has everything you need to make your spring projects easy. Sunbelt Rentals, online at sunbeltrentals.com.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. The score at the half, Gretna 32, Millard North 30 here at PBA. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman. Appreciate you guys listening all day long to Jay and I on the tickets. Thanks to Harrison Arns pushing all the buttons back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios over there at 1040 O Street as well. Halftime score, 32-30. Gretna out front by 2 points. This is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show. Visit them online at nextagrealestate.com as well as, in their new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their location in Lincoln. All right, Jay. So Gretna jumps out to this large lead. They led at the end of the first quarter, 23-11. Millard North comes out, punches right back, right? Gets it within 3. Then the Dragons start to pull away again, and here we are at the half. Millard North was able to punch right back again, and they trail by 2.
Right.
What's the key for the Gretna Dragons to, once again, as we mentioned in the pregame show, throughout the entire day today, it's been the story of the lower seed starting fast, starting strong, just not able to finish it and get over the finish line. How does Gretna change it?
Well, they got to start fast again, and they just got to get back to what they were doing well, right? Movement without the basketball, crisp passes, getting easy shots for their star players and situational players, like I like to call them, or role players, what everybody else knows them as, and then play good defense, pesky defense, get back on defense, and they have to do a better job off of the defensive rebound. So when they miss a shot, they got to get back on defense, as a team, as a defensive team, but they need to do a better job of stopping the ball. It's too much for Elijah Gates to get the ball, get ahead of steam, eyes up, and then you got either Mosser, or you got Gates and all their shooters, including Derek Rollins, parking in their special spots, and he's able to get downhill, either kick it. So if they do that, they'll be just fine, because I think offensively they'd be very happy with where they're at, 32-30 coming out of halftime.
32-30 is your score. Landon Pekorski leads, or it has 8 points in this one so far for the Millard North Mustangs. Elijah Gates with 11 to lead all scores for Millard North. It's been a really balanced effort for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got this. I mean, you're in the state tournament for a reason. Now, some people get there with 1 or 2 players, but Gretna has always been a really good team that's I call it equal opportunists. Now, obviously, Pekorski and Wilcoxon are the 2 leaders, but then the emergence of Cade Cook. Then you got Alec Wilkins. And then you got Joey Veith, right? 3 for 3 for threes. And then you got some other guys. You saw Trevin Wilkins comes off the bench. His younger brother, Alec Wilkins, he gets an easy 2. So how do you become a good basketball team? Have your star players always be consistent, role players be consistent. That's how you get here. Then you look at Millard North, right? You talk about Derek Rollins, and then you talk about Neil Mosser. Those are kind of the headliners. But Elijah Gates is a headliner. Grant Urbanek is a real deal player, right? Yeah. He doesn't shoot many threes. He's shooting over 51% for 3-point for the whole year. Then you got Camden Mooney, right? Who's kind of like their Joey Veith, right? He's a rebounder. He's a tough guy. He's going to take the hard fouls. He's going to give the hard fouls. Then you got Major Mosser coming off the bench, and you got Amari Ramadan that coming off. Then he's a do-it-all guard. So the depth of these teams are on display. The stars are being the stars. I look for this half, coming out of this half, that Coach Mike Ettemiller is going to find a way to get Derek Rollins more involved, more readily, right? Where you saw him create his own. I would call it create your own hay at the end of the second quarter. Offensive rebound, get up and get some shots. Look for him to run some more actions to get him the ball, maybe at the high post or even at the top of the key, because Derek Rollins can create for his teammates as well.
We're just a couple minutes away from starting the third quarter of action. The Gretna Dragons lead 32-30 over Millard North. Don't go anywhere. We'll start the third quarter when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska Corn Board is expanding access to higher blends of ethanol across the United States, including in California. The Nebraska Corn Board is partnered with Pearson Fuels, who is the largest and fastest growing distributor of E85 in the state of California. In 2023, California sold 120 million gallons of E85, an increase of 55% since 2021. The Nebraska Corn Board, enhancing demand, adding value, ensuring sustainability.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Gretna leads 32-30 at the start of the third quarter. A little bit of college basketball news just while we have a moment. Yeah. Mike Woodson is officially returning to Indiana next year.
Yeah, I mean, look, Indiana was on the uptick, not this season, but last year. A little bit of a downturn, but look, Nick, when you lose 3 or 4 guys and they lost a lottery pick, remember, to the Lakers.
That's right.
It's hard to kind of reload. And Mike Woodson is a former Indiana Hoosier, and I feel like they think everything is in good hands with Mike Woodson. Plus, he has a really good staff. I'm not surprised by it because Indiana has to understand you can't keep starting over every 2 or 3 years.
All right, back here, Pinnacle Bank Arena, Landon Pekorski and Gretna with the basketball first here as Pekorski runs the dribble handoff to Cook, and now a little bit of a cheap foul on Urbanek. That is Grant Urbanek, and that's number 1 on him.
Yeah, look, he's a defender. He's taking the challenge on try to slow down Landon Pekorski. He's done a good job after that first 4 or 5 minutes in the first quarter, but Cade Cook can also pose problems as well.
Cook with it on the right side. Doesn't hand it off. Now passes to Pekorski. Pekorski on the right side into the far corner, near corner rather. Wilkins goes up with it. Probably should have shot that right away, but he hesitated. An offensive rebound for Gretna off of the miss by Alec Wilkins to Cook. Cook on the right side. Pekorski trying to post up Urbanek, unable to get the basketball back to him. Cade Cook pull-up shot blocked by Rollins, and a defensive rebound goes into the hands of Neil Mosser.
Yeah, Cade Cook is 6'7", and Derek Rollins is about 6'4", 6'5", listed at 6'6", but he has super long arms, so his wingspan has allowed him to block shots of bigger players.
So Camden Money gives it to Neil Mosser. Mosser down low to Rollins. Rollins off the glass and misses it. Rebound tipped around and snagged out of the air by Landon Pekorski, who will slow it down. On the left side, Cade Cook with it. Back to Pekorski across the timeline. They go now to Cade Cook. Cade Cook dribbling on the logo. Now Pekorski. Pekorski hands it off to Cade Cook. Mismatch here against Neil Mosser. Cade Cook off the glass, unable to get it to go.
Good job
and a defensive rebound for Neil Mosser. Up the floor, here comes Mosser as he gets switched on to Wilkins. Wilkins trying to defend Neil Mosser. Now they'll switch Joey Veith onto him. Pull up 3 for Mosser, and it
get
connects.
Your hand on. Hand down, man down. There goes that man Mosser. He wanted a high pick and roll. You go underneath the pick. He's going to light you up all night long.
So on the right side here is Alex Wilcoxon. Mustangs of Millard North have taken a 1-point lead. As here's Alec Wilkins. Wilkins hands it off to Cade Cook to Pekorski. Pekorski guarded by Urbanek. Urbanek forcing him to give it up. Gives it to Cade Cook on the left side. Cook dribbling down the center of the lane. Spin move into the great defense of Camden Money. Up the floor, Elijah Gaith. And it's a one-handed flush for Elijah Gaith.
That quick. Here comes the Millard North Mustangs. Defense leads to offense. They just aren't a pretty team. They can play physical, but they're disciplined as well.
35-32, Pekorski on the right side, working on Mosser, takes the bump, layup, blocked, offensive board, Cade Cook with a big follow-up.
And what do? When you get down 2 or you got to get a score, you can put it in Landon Pekorski's hands. He doesn't make it, but Cade Cook, his partner in crime, puts it back for 2.
35-34 your score, third quarter, 5:27 to play in quarter number 3. Mosser down low, Rollins hesitates, layup is good. He was waiting for Cade Cook or Pekorski to jump in the air. Nice discipline defensively, did not.
Right, yes. Listen, we've seen a lot of big guys, even though back to last week, we missed some bunnies here at PBA. Derek Rollins is going to make sure that 2 points is going in this time.
So Pekorski looking for help, still looking for help, gets it to Wilcoxon, goes through his hands, and it will be Millard North basketball.
You know, Pekorski's wanting Alec Wilkins to come over and get the ball, and so he can, get loose. But, one thing I've learned from Gretna, or one thing I've noticed about Gretna's offense compared to the beginning of the first, everything was going in, number one. But number 2, the flow. The crisp pass, they kind of slowed down a little bit. So they got to get going so they can start scoring some easy points.
Top of the key, here's Mosser. Left side, this is Camden Money with it to Gaith. Gaith at the top of the key, crisscrosses, fades away, passes it to Money. Layup good for Camden Money, 39-34.
Elijah Gaith right there, right? If you want to sag off Cameron Money, what do? Drive the middle lane. What we talk about, paint touches. Easy points for your role player.
So left side, here's Joey Veith, 39-34, Millard North out in front by 5 as Wilkins has it on the right wing. He'll hand it off to Cade Cook. Cook to Pekorski. Pekorski guarded by Urbanek. Asking for help. He calls for a Wilkins screen. Pekorski in the lane. Gets tripped with the foul.
Yeah, in NBA, or if you're James Harden, that's 2 points, but not in high school. The one thing about Pekorski is getting a little frustrated, right? Because you got to give credit. Brett Urbanek is probably a little bit taller than him, just as physical, but extremely quick as an on-the-ball defender because he gets that practice, gets it in practice, and also when you're able to bring Amari Rahman off the bench, you're able to give him a little bit of rest and try to wear down Landon Pekorski.
Cade Cook kicks it out. Joey Veith for 3, and they needed that one. Unable to get it to go was Veith, and here comes Mosser. Mosser, cross-court pass it, fires it into the media tables.
Yeah, but Mosser was trying to get something going. Listen, the one thing people don't understand about Mosser and Neil Mosser is, look, you see, you know about the 3 points, you know about the antics, but let me tell you something. My man will play defense, and he can rebound, so he ain't no chump out here on the basketball court.
Here's Pekorski going up against Rahman, and then Cade Cook now to Wilkins. Wilkins on the top of the key, guarded by Rollins to Pekorski. Pekorski on the right wing. Finds Wilkins down low, took one dribble, back out Pekorski on the right wing. 14 on the possession. Pekorski dribbles down the center of the lane, gets bumped, finds Wilkins. Wilkins spinning around, throws it underneath, and Cade Cook wasn't home. And here comes Mosser of the Mustangs. This feels like a pull-up, drain a 3 type of territory for either Gaith or Mosser here.
As soon as they come over half court, you better start guarding them if you don't. And the problem is you got the younger brother in there, Major Mosser, so it's just a shooting contest.
As Neal unable to hit on a 3, a wide open left wing 3. And with a 3:15 to go in the third, it's 39-34, Millard North. Left side, it's Wilcoxon to Cade Cook. Cade Cook on the left wing, guarded by Rollins. Top of the key, Veith. Veith looking for help, finds Pekorski. Pekorski gets met on the right wing by Mosser. Top of the key, Wilkins. Thought about the 3, decides to dribble in. Layup off the glass, and nice job taking it by Alec Wilkins. And with 2:58 to go in the third quarter, it's a Gretna full timeout, so we'll step aside as well. 60 seconds, and we'll be right back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
The good sports at Bison don't just manufacture sports equipment. Our employees watch, play, coach, and support student athletes at all levels. We're proud sponsors of the NSAA and big fans of the state basketball tournaments. Good luck to all the teams and welcome to Lincoln. If your team needs new basketball, volleyball, soccer, or other sports equipment, visit www.bisoninc.com or call 800-247-7668. Or pick up a basketball hoop for your driveway at Nebraska Sports or Shields.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you. 2:58 to play in the third quarter. 39-36, Millard North with the basketball and the lead.
Yeah, look, they're rolling a little bit. They've been able to battle back out a 3-point lead. Now you see Gretna try to pop this zone out of here to slow them down a little bit. And obviously when you got the Mosser brothers out there, you got to worry about the threes. And so it's a good adjustment there by Coach Bill Hurd coming out of a timeout to see how they react.
Here is Gaith with it on the left side. Gaith, cross-court pass into the corner, Rahaman, and back out to Gaith. Referee was in my way. I didn't see if the ball was going to go through Gaith's hands or not, right into our direction. Rollins up, and it's blocked in now. It's a late whistle and a foul underneath as Derek Rollins goes to the line to shoot two.
We couldn't see it, but a good job there. Flash to the high screen there by Major Mosser. Then he turned to the hoop and made the defense react to him. Bounce past Derek Rollins at the free throw line for two. And if you ever want to get your superstar players going, create easy opportunities for them to get to the free throw line.
So 39-36, your score, 2:26 to play. Rollins' first free throw is no good.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will say this. Shooting in PBA versus, all the gyms that you're used to playing in the Metro is a lot different, right? And naturally, so. But the teams that adjust, the players that adjust more quickly tend to play better in the state tournament.
Second one on the way for Rollins. That one's good. Absolutely perfect. It's 40-36. Here in 2:25 to go in the third quarter. Pekorski to Cook. Cook at the top of the key. Right side now, Veith to Pekorski. Pekorski on the right side here. Crosses over. Spin move. Hesitates. Kicks it to Doble. Left side, Veith. Veith with it. Dribbles to the center. Now to Cook. Cook will drive in. Floater fading away to his left.
Yeah.
And a really talented and tough shot made by Cade Cook.
Right there, right where they kept getting paint touch after paint touch after paint touch. And you think of Cade Cook, 6'7", man, he's a hell of an athlete, and he can get to the middle of the lane and bust that mid-range jumper.
So right side, here's Elijah Gaith. It's a 40-38 ball game, by the way, as Millard North, no-look pass inside to the elbow, back to Elijah Gaith. Thought about the three, passed it up. No-look pass into the corner. Urbanek won't pass up on a three. Hits the side of a backboard, offensive board. Rollins. And the turnaround jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound, as this time it's Mosser. And I will say this, Jay, that the fact that Urbanek hit it off the side of the backboard may have helped Millard North because it went right into the hands of Rollins rather than the two Gretna defenders that were underneath the basket.
It's just like if me and you are out here playing. We're playing. That's our passing together. So we're going to just see how hard we can make it. But sometimes you create your own luck.
Three-pointer for Elijah Gaith is no good, but he is fouled by Wilcoxon.
Yeah, Coach
and Jay, that happened right in front of us. What you think?
Yeah, it was a foul. Yeah, it was wrong. I know Coach Bill Hurd didn't like that previous call, so he's able to maybe get a little bit more mad that, he got called for a 3-point or a foul on a three-pointer. Probably a little bit more mad at Wilcoxon for challenging it too much. But nevertheless,
you have to when it's Elijah Gaith or Neil Mosser.
Yeah, you have to. But what you got to do, Nick, is you got to close out really hard. Then you kind of you could kill grass or kill ants. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Second one also for Elijah Gaith is no good. And how about this? Our first look at Pierce Newberry.
Yeah,
you want to talk about a football recruit that's going to be a dude in a couple of years? That's one guy right there.
And Millard North has a new coach now. He's a do-it-all player. Probably end up playing linebacker. I was playing with his dad. His dad was a really good athlete as well. So Pierce has always been a really good basketball player. But he's, obviously a football player. He's in major Division I. It's good to see him in there. I think if I was Matt Rule and company, I would definitely mosey on over here because you're going to see Caleb Benning here later on. You got Pierce Newberry. You got Carter Nelson tomorrow. And so you had McMorris earlier today. So, look, the dual sport athletes is making a comeback, Nick.
So here's Pekorski on the right side. It's now Wilcoxon. So Gaith just goes 1 of 3 at the free throw line, by the way. 41-38 the ball score as Pekorski has on the left side, guarded by Harahaman. Now Pekorski lost his dribble, turns around, and he's fouled. Man, it was a discombobulated sequence of events for Landon Pekorski, but he gets bailed out with a foul call, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Two best guys of all time. There were number 23, Jordan and LeBron. Pekorski got that type of treatment. That was a clean block by Mr. Newberry that came in, but nevertheless, call was made. 2 free throws. On the come up here, Nick.
First one for Pekorski is no good.
That wasn't me. It was you. You were thinking
it was not me.
Well, maybe that was the reason.
You compared him to Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Well, they get those calls. They get those phantom calls right there. I like Pekorski, but
Second one on the way.
Not a foul.
Pekorski hits it, so it's 41-39 now as Trevin Wilkins will sub in for.
Comes in the game.
Trevin Wilkins will come in for Joey Veith.
Yeah.
1:12 to play in the third. 41-39. Veith, by the way, just with one foul, so maybe it's let him go in the fourth here as Rahman has it left side now. Mosser guarded tightly by Trevin Wilkins. Back to Rahman now. Back to Mosser. Mosser on the right side. Stops, spins, fades away. Unable to hit the jumper. Tipped out of bounds. And it'll be Millard North basketball.
Yeah, that play was made by Pierce Mooberry, giving Cade Cook a little bit of different look where Pierce Mooberry is easy about 6'4", 6'5", really explosive looking at him. He looks like a phenomenal athlete. The quickness that Matt Rule and company have fell in love with for a man that big was on display right there because Cade Cook is a really good athlete. You saw a football player with that short area quickness that's definitely made him a top-notch recruit.
So Mosser to inbound for Millard North. Up top to Gaith. Gaith on the right side now, Mosser. Mosser steps back. Try to create some space. Getting pressure by Cade Cook. Now into the corner. The other Mosser for three. Too strong. And the rebound carries out to Wilcox, and he does not have numbers. So he'll slow down for a moment. Get a poke away from behind. And it's going to be Millard North basketball.
Look at Mosser right there. Look at Neil Mosser.
Looked instantly at the ref and said, I didn't touch it.
Yeah, Neil Mosser maybe had a little influence.
So less than 40 seconds.
I like it, though. I like my man.
Less than 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Gaith on the left side. Gaith kicks into the corner. Urbanek. Great closeout by Joey Veith defensively. Now we'll have a timeout by Coach Michael Etzelmiller. It's 41-39. Third quarter, 24.2 on the game clock. Let's step aside for 30 seconds and be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Senator Jay Foreman back with you. 41-39 the score. Millard North leads by 2. Chase Doble will sub in here for the Gretna Dragons. 24.2 on the game clock here in the third quarter. It'll be a sideline inbound directly in front of us here.
Yeah, you know, the thing about Bill Hurt, Coach Bill Hurt, he sometimes as a coach, Nick, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
You just got to look at him, say a little bit, play friendly, try to set him up. This gamesmanship at its finest. But, you know, Gretna over here is trying to slow down this Millard North offense right here. And whether you like the call or not, you got to still finish out this last 24.2 seconds. So Gretna trying to play 2 for 1 here, and let's see how it goes.
So here is Millard North as Elijah Gaith with it across the timeline. Gives it to Mosser. Just about a 1.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Gaith with it on the logo, left side now. This is Mason Mosser. Mosser left side down low. Derek Rollins can't get the layup to fall, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Urbanek. It'll be Gretna basketball.
Good effort there by Urbanek, but Landon Pekorski was trying to foul to get the chance to maybe get a good shot or get the ball back, but they didn't call it. Is that Jordan and LeBron?
No, you're good. 41-39, inbounds it to Pekorski, 2 on the game clock, half court heave. It's not close, and at the end of the third quarter, you don't want to go anywhere. Millard North leads 41-39 over the Gretna Dragons here in the Class A quarterfinal matchup, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, here we go.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you. Start of the fourth quarter. Millard North leads by 2, 41-39. Gaith with it on near the logo. Now to Mosser. Mosser on the right side, trying to motion the offense. Now left side, Gaith. Gaith back to Mosser. Now passes it left side to Gaith. Gaith back to Mosser, just playing a little pitch and catch back and forth. Now back to Gaith.
Little matchup
Gaith
zone here by Gretna.
goes right, now left to Urbanek to Gaith. Gaith with 9 on the possession. Gaith dribbles in, down low. Rollins layup good.
Yeah, you just be patient there, and you get him caught slipping where Elijah Gaith can, even if you have a right defense called, he can break your defense down, and he created there for Rollins.
So here's Joey Veith on the near side to Wilkins. Wilkins working on a double team layup.
Good.
Gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, Alec Wilkins has played phenomenal tonight. I think he had, how many points? He got 11 points there, and so, he's generally right around 10. But he's been very, very efficient on both ends of the court.
So Mosser with it on the right side, now left side Gaith. Similar start to this offensive possession as last time. This time Mosser will pop the 3, and he's got it.
Listen, his dad over there has seen this plenty of times. It's one of those don't shoot it. Great shot. Yep. Listen, Neil Mosser at the logo is a legitimate shooter. I'm not sure if you do not have the game plan. This man's been shooting like this since he's been a freshman in high school.
So Pekorski has it right wing now to Veith. Back to Pekorski. Pekorski gets the screen right. Working on Mosser. Pekorski layup. It sat on the rim, and we have a timeout by Bill Hurd.
Yeah.
As that drew Gretna within 3 at 46-43. It's just a 30-second timeout. Let's go and keep it right here. Let's talk about the game to follow here. Because Omaha West Side is going to face off against Lincoln Southeast.
Here we go. Let's see. Let's look at this.
What do people need to know about Lincoln Southeast?
Well, Lincoln Southeast, you look, they talk loud, and they've been delivering the last couple of years. Known as a pretty cocky bunch, but you know what? Joey Warning and crew have revitalized that program. That's been a storied program here in Lincoln, and the last 2 years have made it, the state, and then they went up 2 years in a row, obviously, to go and beat Creighton Prep. And this year, I think, they made it last year, and they had. They had Dak, they had Jake Voss, and they had some of those guys, and they had a lot of guys leave the program for various reasons. But I think this year's team is a better team. They're tough. They play hard, not very deep, but they have a lot of experience. All of them have been playing varsity since their freshman year. Then you're playing against Westside. That's about 7-8 deep. Division I recruits, both in basketball and football. They got beat up when they played down at Southeast on a sleepy Tuesday night. Let's see if they're more focused and energized and give them a game this time.
All right, back here, Millard North leads by 3, 46-43 against the Gretna Dragons. Gaith has it on top of the key, picked up his dribble, looking around for help, finds Mosser. Mosser on the H of the Huskers logo, passes right side now to Rollins. Rollins back to Gaith. Gaith calls for the screen left. Now Gaith has it. They switch Cook on him. Down low in the lane, layup is good, and it's an offensive foul on Urbanek.
Great job there. Versus, I would say this, Nick. As opposed to the first charge that was called down there, that was a charge all day long. That was a phenomenal job by Joey Veith getting over there and setting himself in there and willingness to take the charge. That is a Gretna staple. Give yourself up for the betterment of the team. Great play there by Joey Veith.
So 46-43, 6:03 to play in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, when these two teams played earlier in the year, it was a 5-point ball game. 46-43. Millard North won that previous matchup. Here's Cade Cook on the right side. Wilkins now to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon driving in, steps back. Good recovery defensively by Elijah Gaith. Wilcoxon stops, looks around to Pekorski. Pekorski snags it out of the midair with his left hand. Now Pekorski guarded by Urbanek. Posted him up. Now floater on the way, landed. Pekorski draws Gretna within 1.
Yeah, you knew he was going right. Kind of backed you in a little bit, kind of like Sam Griesel. A little half hook shot, mid-range jumper, nothing but net. Good shot there by Pekorski.
Here is Gaith now to Money into the corner. Urbanek declined to shoot the 3. Now Money back to Gaith. Millard North up by 1 with the basketball, 46-45 with 5:15 to play. In the lane, Money, layup on the way, it's good.
Listen there, a physical guy against physical guy, Money against V. Money won that time. This is a battle right here, Nick. Here we go.
Pokorski, top of the key, dribbles to his right. Pokorski finds Cade Cook. Now Cade Cook on the right side, guarded by Camden Money. Passes into the near corner. Wilkins working on Mosser, takes the bump, and he is fouled by Neil Mosser.
Neil Mosser has the look on his face is that was a flop upon flops. I know we don't like talking about LeBron, but you look at the replay, man. Wow, I need to go out here and play that one. That might have been.
That would have broken some of your bones, though, at your age.
Yeah, I would still be down there.
You'd be fragile.
Listen, hold on, man. You talking about my age?
I just wanted to be fragile. You'd be fragile. I just worry about you.
The problem would you help me up, though?
Of course.
No, you wouldn't. But that was it's such a big flop, Nick. They're not showing the replay.
There you go.
Yeah, Max Prep said, listen, we'll save everybody the anxiety.
48-45 as Wilkins missed both free throws and Mosser cleans up the miss. So 48-45, 4.5 to go.
That was not my fault.
In the fourth.
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault. He missed a free throw.
Left side, Urbanek for 3. Unable to connect. Offensive rebound by Camden Money to Gate. Gate. Crosses over in the fingernail to Rollins. Rollins out to Money to Gate. And it's a fresh shot clock. Down low, Rollins working on Pokorski. Layup good with the foul.
Yeah, Derek Rollins is coming alive. Pokorski tried his hardest to try to stop him. Sometimes when you got an unstoppable force down there, you kind of got to give up 2 points. You know that their old saying, Nick, nature versus nurture, nature always wins. You know where that movie that's from?
What movie?
Wedding Crashers.
There you go.
I can't believe this.
4:23 to go. You should know by now. I'm just not a movie guy. Free throw is good by Derek Rollins. It's 51-45, Millard North. Pokorski across the timeline. Crosses over, hands it off Cade Cook. Cook in the lane. Kicks it out Wilcoxon. Back to Cook, and it's snagged from him by Gaith. Up the floor, Money for Millard North. Back to Gaith, and he'll slow it down and give it to Neil Mosser on the right side. Gretna desperately needing a stop here defensively as Cade Cook guarding Elijah Gaith. Gaith with it. Guarded by Cade Cook on the right side to Money. Money at the top of the key. Dribble drive. Kicks out Urbanek. Urbanek, one-handed slam.
Okay, Urbanek. Slam, bam, alakazam, young man. Let you know you're in the building.
So on the right side, here's Pokorski.
Put the lights out.
Makes the guy fall, and it's a charge as Urbanek drew the charge on Pokorski.
Urbanek with back-to-back game-changing plays, baseline thunder. That's what that dunk is called there, Nick. Then he comes back. Quickness is giving Pokorski trouble all night, and the physicality that he's able to play with has given Landon Pokorski a ton of trouble. Look, Gretna's down by 8. There's plenty of time left. There's no reason to panic.
3:37 to go. Money left side, and he is fouled, and we're going to have a hold on Pokorski.
Yeah, Pokorski.
So Pokorski has quickly picked up 3.
There, he's a little bit of a meltdown. He's got to keep his head in the game here. He's giving the ref over the stink that. He getting the stink guy. Okay, Landon Pokorski.
He stared at the ref.
Yeah, stared him down. I don't think that's going to work right now.
Baseline inbound as Derek Rollins will be the inbounder. Camden Money checks out. Mason Mosser into the game. Here's the inbound to Neil Mosser, poked away as it's thrown in bounds and grabbed by Wilcoxon for Gretna. So they get the turnover that they needed desperately as Wilcoxon will bring it across the timeline. 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilcoxon on the right wing pulls up for 3. Misses that one off front iron, and Millard North comes away with it. Urbanek with nobody in front of him. One-handed pass. Gaith comes down. Layup on the way. Blocked. And it's going to be rebounded by Wilcoxon for the Gretna Dragons. Wilcoxon needs help and finds Pokorski. Pokorski, cross court to Cook. Cook driving center of the lane on Rollins. Kicks it out. Pokorski steps in for 3. And Landon Pokorski sinks it at 53-48. And a timeout for Gretna and head coach Bill Hurd. Let's step aside for 60 seconds as it is a full timeout. 2:50 remains in the fourth quarter here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Here. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you. 2:52 to go in the ball game. 53-48, Millard North out in front by 5. As around 20 minutes following the conclusion of this one, we'll have Omaha West Side and Lincoln Southeast coming your way.
Yep.
Huge thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons. And it'll be Millard North basketball. Fans are on their feet, especially behind us in Gretna Nation. So Elijah Gaith with it as he'll bring it across the timeline with a pass to Mosser. Back to Gaith. Gaith looking around, now passes up top to Mosser. Left side Urbanek into the corner, Moni. Moni gets double teamed, picked up his dribble already, finds Urbanek. Now to Mosser. Mosser with 15 to shoot. To Gaith. Gaith trying to get it down low to Rollins. Does so. Layup on the way, blocked from behind. Put back no good. Third time is good with the foul.
Hey, once you try, you get stopped, try again and keep trying. The bounce that Derek Rollins has developed from last season to this season, the ability to get up off the floor repeatedly was on display right there. He got blocked, it got tipped, he stayed at it. Phenomenal player by the big-time center there, center forward from Millard North.
So Derek Rollins at the line to shoot one more. He can put the Mustangs up by 8 with a free throw. And he doesn't. Still up by 7. 55-48 is the current score as Pekorski has it. They'll bring it across the timeline. So Pekorski with it on the right side, hesitates in the lane, layup, no good, but Pekorski takes a tumble and is fouled. And so Pekorski goes to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, he drew the foul there, I think, on Urbanek. And Landon Pekorski does a really cool thing when he drives. He kind of leans into you, and he's perfected the shot of then he floats away from it. But every time he shoots it, it looks like he gets fouled. Wasn't a lot of body contact, even on the help defense there by Derek Rollins as well.
So Pekorski at the line to shoot 2. First one is on the way, and it's good. 55-49 now for the Millard North Mustangs, who lead by 6 over the Gretna Dragons. Pekorski can make it a 5-point differential instead of 6 with a made free throw here. And he does. 55-50, Gretna trails by 5 to Millard North. 2:09 to play in the fourth quarter. Millard North with the basketball. Elijah Gaith will bring it across the half-court line, give it to Urbanek. Urbanek gets doubled by Wilkins and Cade Cook. Into the right side, it's Gaith. Gaith guarded by Pekorski. Pekorski forces him to give it up. Mosser in the lane, kicks it out. Moni in the lane, takes Veith up takes him to jump, and a putback off the miss by Derek Rollins makes it back to a 57 game.
The strength, speed, and explosion of a Derek Rollins is giving Gretna a lot of problems, and it's a really good job by Kent Mooney. Get in the middle lane. He knows he can shoot his shot. He's a lot of confidence, but he knows that Derek Rollins will be there to clean it up.
Pekorski with a nice little jumper. He's got it. It's 57-52. So Mosser with 1:27 to play in the fourth quarter will slowly bring it up. Millard North in no hurry here. On the right side, it's Mosser. Mosser inside to Moni. Inside out game. It's taken away by Cade Cook. As now Pekorski has it. As he'll jog it across the timeline. 1:09 to play. Gretna down by 5. Pekorski to Cook in the lane. Off the glass. It falls. 57-54. So this one's not done yet. 58 on the game clock. Gaith with it. He'll bring it across the timeline. PBA starts to rise to their feet as Gaith has it on the timeline. 46 seconds and counting on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Layup, Moni, good. It's 59-54, and we have a Coach Etzel Miller timeout for Millard North.
Yeah, they kind of lulled him to sleep there, and then guess who? The guy that you don't think that's going to shoot the last shot, Camden Moni, is really paid off all game long. From the start of the game to right here, he kept him in with a couple timely baskets, couple timely rebounds, took a charge, and then right there, he knows his role, he knows what he's doing. And what I really like about it, Nick, is Elijah Gate and Mosser had no problem throwing it or passing it to him, knowing that he either make the right decision or make the basket. That's a big basket there for Millard North.
So 39.8 on the game clock, 59-54 your score. Millard North out in front by 5. It will be Gretna basketball.
Right, and also we have to be cognizant that Gretna needs to, if they do score, if they have to play foul and free throw, that type of deal, they have one more foul, then they're into the, and then obviously Millard North will be shooting at the free throw line. Now Millard North is playing a little bit of different type of basketball. If Gretna doesn't speed up and try to score right away, you can let clock eat off or let the clock eat away, then foul, and you still have one foul to give before they get to the free throw line. So I'm assuming Coach Bill Hurd for Gretna and Etzel Miller for Millard North are going over all these different situations. On top of it, Millard North has 2 timeouts. Gretna has 1, especially if Gretna scores and you have trouble getting the ball in. You got to make sure everybody knows.
39.8 on the game clock, 59-54. It'll be Gretna basketball to start as the 5 out there for Gretna are Cade Cook, Pekorski, Wilkins, Wilcoxon, and Joey Veith. So it's all the starters in for the Gretna Dragons. Wilcoxon on the right side, drives baseline. Wilcoxon in the lane, hesitates, layup, no good. Gets his own miss. Now Cade Cook with the layup, no good. Yeah. But it'll be no shot baseline inbound here for the Gretna Dragons.
Oh, that's a huge call. It looked, for me, if it was on Cade Cook, it looked like he was well into the shooting motion. He did not bring the ball down, but nevertheless, that was the foul that we talked about that Millard North could possibly give up.
So baseline inbound, Pekorski will be the inbounder, looking for help, looking around, trying to get it in, gets out top to Veith. He gets knocked away, and now Gaith will take it away, but Pekorski comes out of nowhere. Pekorski pulls up for 3, airballs it, and it's out of bounds to Millard North with 17 on the game clock.
Yeah, look, it was a shot that once you kind of get sped up, Pekorski maybe probably shot that from a little bit too deep, generally from his liking, but you trust him because he's hit plenty of shots like that.
So Millard North will bring it into Mosser. Mosser gets fouled, and Mosser will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, Neil Mosser is probably one of the players that you want to have the ball at the end of the game to shoot the free throw. So everything's worked out for Coach Etzel Miller really well for Millard North, considering the barrage that they withstood here in the first quarter in this game. This has been a great game, nevertheless. Probably one of the purest, cleanest game that we've had in the last 2 weeks or week and a half in these state championships.
First one by Mosser is good. It's now 60-54.
Yeah, look, I mean, right now, Coach Etzel Miller, in the previous timeout, this is stuff that you probably rep and practice every single day. It seems monotonous, but this is how you win games. And the same thing for Gretna and Coach Bill Hurd. You got to understand, okay, you're down by 6, possibly 7. Okay, we got so many timeouts left. We got so many seconds. So we got to get a 3, get something else. You need 3 possessions here.
Wilcoxon lurking left side. Joey Veith for 3, unable to hit. And with 6 seconds, Millard North is going to survive and face the winner of our next game, the Warriors and the Knights. For this Gretna Dragons team, so many seniors finish their high school career tonight. As you look at their starting lineup, and guess how many seniors it features? All 5 of them.
Yeah, they played a lot of basketball, won a lot of games for the Gretna Dragons basketball program. Lost their coach, obviously, in the middle of the season, recovered from that. Coach Bill Hurd did a really good job like he's always done. He was well involved in the program. But, Millard North pulled through, and they showed why they, were the number 1 or number 2 seed, 21-2, and been really consistent all year. So you want to give them a ton of credit, but you do not want to minimize this game by the Gretna Dragons. Came in, gave them all they could handle, continued to battle, just didn't have the playmaking ability when you needed it most, man. And you feel sorry for those guys. As we see Joey Veith, we see Landon Pekorski, who's going to go off and play college basketball and do great things. And Joey Veith is a pivotal player. And you see Wilcoxon. Obviously, you see Cade Cook, who's one of my favorite players, and Alec Wilkins. All these guys You know, the one thing about the Gretna program that is very commendable that I don't think a lot of people don't know, because I'm involved, played against them all the time in club basketball, they all took a leap of faith. Mm-hmm. There would be times when we played Gretna, Nick, and, they took their lumps, but you know what? Those 5 in particular had a plan. They got together, built something, and they've been a state qualifier the last 2 years. Hats off to them, but then also hats off to the Millard North Mustangs as well.
So Millard North wins this one by a final score of 61-54. They get the job done, and they will advance to play the winner of our next game, the Omaha Westside Warriors and the Lincoln Southeast Knights. It's going to be a good one. We're less than a half an hour away from starting pregame for the Warriors and the Knights. So don't go anywhere. Once again, for Jay Foreman, I'm Nick Sainer. Thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Millard North survives and advances with a victory over the Gretna Dragons. The Warriors and the Knights are on deck for our final game of day number 1 here from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to